Hello everyone, my today's cue card topic is describe a skill that you can teach other people. What this skill is, how you learnt it, how can you teach others this skill, and how do you feel about this skill. Now this is a topic in which you have a variety of topics to a variety of content to speak, because in this you're supposed to talk about a skill. Now any skill that you learn can easily be taught to anybody, depending upon अगर उस person का interest है, if the person has interest in learning the skill, or even if they do not have an interest in learning that skill, you are supposed to teach a skill to other person. Now it can be any skill, may it be cooking, may it be computers, may it be communication skill, may it be swimming, may it be, you can say, fine arts, may it be any skill. But talk about a skill that is easily understandable by the listener. जो आपकी स्पीकिंग को सुन रहा है, जो आपका एग्जामिनर है, the one who is evaluating you on the basis of your speaking module, उसको आप ऐसी स्किल के बारे में बात करो जो commonly easily explainable हो, but the content that you have is valuable upon it. The content that you speak about it is valuable, right? Many people, what they try to do is they think about a typical skill. They think about a skill which is extraordinary. Now, in order to explain an extraordinary skill, you need to have an uncommon skill. अगर आप बताने जा रहे हो तो obviously आप चाहोगे कि अगर uncommon skill है तो उसको बड़ा simplify करके समझाना पड़ेगा. उसमें आपकी लैंग्वेज बल्कि सिंपल हो जाएगी. लैंग्वेज सिंपल होगी तो ऑब्वियस सी बात है कि हाई स्कोरिंग इन स्पीकिंग इज नॉट पॉसिबल. बट if in case you prefer to use a simple skill that is commonly known to everybody, like cooking, like driving, or you can say like using of basic computers, है ना? If you choose such a topic, in such topics you can make your explanations worthwhile. You can increase the level of your English, you can use a high level of command in your language, because the topic is well understood by the evaluator. उसको बहुत अच्छे से आपके टॉपिक के बारे में ऑलरेडी पता है. दैट्स अ जनरल टॉपिक. कुकिंग इज अ जनरल टॉपिक, ड्राइविंग इज अ जनरल टॉपिक. उसके बारे में आपको डिटेल देने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, बल्कि उसकी एक्सप्लेनेशन को स्मार्टर करने के लिए आप अपनी लैंग्वेज के अंदर आप वेरिएशंस लाएंगे, जिससे आपको अच्छे मार्क्स मिलेंगे. नाउ सपोज डिस्क्राइब अ स्किल दैट यू कैन टीच अदर पीपल, राइट? नाउ if I talk about myself, I would always say out of the variety of skills that I would like to teach other people, one important skill is driving. This skill is immensely used by people in day-to-day lives, and it brings along a lot of independence in one's life once they know actually how to drive. Many people rely upon each other or their family members or taxis or cabs in order to travel from one places to the other due to the lack of driving skills in them. I particularly remember that I started learning this skill when I was in my adulthood, and since I was mature enough, and I thought I should learn this skill, and that adulthood was actually a little late than actually I should have learned that skill. I believe I was in my, as far as I remember, I was in my 30s, early 30s, when I started learning this skill. Before that, I always used to desire, be curious about learning this skill. And until and unless I learned it, I used to feel quite quite dependent on my, the person who used to drive me from one place to the other. So I decided to learn it, and sooner or later, my main motive was to grab the skill. Now, I believe I can teach this skill to many other people, because driving is not a skill that requires a particular subjective knowledge. It has basic practical aspects that one needs to learn. The usage of clutch, brake, or gear, you can say, and the race pad. Along with that, the major thing that it requires is being practical enough, being focused enough, and concentrated enough, because driving is a skill that requires huge attention. Otherwise, it can be a life-threatening aspect. So I believe I can teach this skill to people by giving them the practical experience. All they need is a person or a trainer who can be patient enough to make them drive, to make them practice driving, by devoting their time. Apart from that, enough patience is required. Even if the person does the mistake, even if the learner makes any mistake, if I am sitting next to them, I need to be patient enough to teach them that skill, because it is a skill that many people are phobiatic at. Apart from that, there is one major thing that is required in me if I need to teach the person this skill, is by being fearless. Like there are chances a person may bump into the other person. There may be neck to neck or bumper to bumper space while a person is driving, and there are chances the person may make mistakes. And in such cases, it is important to be fearless, that even if there is any harm or there is any mishappening that may occur while the learner is learning driving, I will be totally able to. I would be mentally prepared enough to bear any such kind of consequences or harmful effects while driving. How do you feel about this skill? I feel greatly, I feel incredible about this skill, because in my life personally, it has brought a lot of independence. I never rely upon anybody to take me from one place to the other, or travel or commute from here and there. Moreover, it also brings in a lot of confidence that this is a skill that I have been able to acquire or inculcate in myself, which I have been, fearful about since so many years of my life. I believe when I was a teenager, I wanted to learn driving, but I couldn't. Or perhaps I did not make efforts to do that. So I feel, on cloud 9 on having known this skill very well. So this is a skill that I would like to teach others. Now, without pausing it, I would say there is another content that I could add to it. अभी तो मैंने सिर्फ आपको basic guidelines दिए that this is the kind of content you can put into your one of the skill that you would like to teach. अब और क्या स्किल है? मान लो कुकिंग की अगर हम बात करें, कुकिंग स्किल को अगर आप किसी को सिखाना चाहो तो आप क्या कह सकते हो? Out of the various skills that I would like to teach other people, cooking is one skill that I would really like to impart knowledge about to my near and dear ones, or the people whom I come across. Many people these days do not focus on healthy eating and healthy diet, whereas this is the major reason for you can say the life expectancy rate going down, life expectancy reducing so often, reducing at a high rate, in fact, I would say. Therefore, I would like to impart its knowledge to people and the importance of learning cooking skill to people, so that they can very well understand the importance of eating right and eating well cooked food in order to keep themselves healthy. I learned this skill from my mother when I was in class 7th. I was not very mature to understand the necessities or understand the intricacies means barikiyan, intricacies of the skill. Therefore my mother tried to educate me in terms of cooking skill with a lot of delicacy and care and handlings, since cooking requires involvement or getting around with fire. Therefore fire and oil, which is sometimes very deadly, which can be sometimes very fierce. for young children like me when I was in that age. My mother gave me cooking sessions every Sunday. I used to prepare one meal after my mother used to teach me about how to do that. She also made me learn how to handle the utensils and the way to hold those utensils when they are on the gas stove, and the level of distance that I needed to maintain while I'm cooking from the gas stove. Apart from that, the role of spices and the accurate amount of heat and the balance between the timings of pouring one thing into the other while cooking was all that she tried to teach me. I think I can teach this skill to other people very easily, very gracefully, by letting them know all cooking requires is great handlings, patience, interest, as well as ability to handle the heat in the kitchen. And the kitchens are generally warmer than the other room temperatures, and therefore it requires a person's ability to tackle or deal with the heat that is the warmth that is there in the kitchen. I think I can teach this skill to people out of my own personal experience that my mother gave me while teaching. And teaching is a skill, it's an art that improvises every day, or you can say every single meal one cooks, improvises by every single meal that one cooks. Not only some delicious dishes that can be prepared on heat can be taught to people by me, but also certain other items like bakery products, cookies, cakes, etc. They can also be taught by me to people by either providing them some tuition classes, or perhaps as a general part of getting together or meeting together with the person and spending some time in the kitchen can be a great way to impart knowledge of cooking. Apart from that, some people who may require a particular certified course for that, I can also help them provide that certification, of course, in cooking itself. I feel again incredible about cooking as a skill, because cooking is one such skill that can be utilized by any person as a career opportunity at any point of time in life, because every section of society, every member of society relies upon having tasty food in life, and they're relishing when they relish good and tasty food, they even not only feel contented and satisfied, but also pay a person commercially, if I can say, if talking about cooking as a business or a career opportunity for anybody in future times, and not forgetting the health benefits that it possesses. I still remember that when my mother started teaching me how to cook, I was a mere learner, but now as a mother myself, I am a very good cook, and many people call me an incredible chef as well. So this is a skill that I would like to teach other people. Now, in this cue cards, all I want to tell you is how to have variety of ideas. I haven't discussed anything about the lexical resource, the grammatical range that you need to add in this. All my focus right now is to guide you people about having a lot of variety of ideas that Ritika ma'am wants to, that you would like to, adapt from Ritika ma'am. What kind of mindset does she have while explaining such kind of cue cards? So in this, I also try to use vocabulary. My vocabulary range was, suppose, utensils. In cooking skill, if I talk about utensils, then I talked about relish, then I talked about great handlings and care, the distance from the stove. Stove was a vocabulary in this. And then baking, cooking, cakes, and then oil, heat. All these were topic-wise vocabulary in this skill, right? And if you ask about basic vocabulary, acquire, inculcate, or you can say, spreading awareness or guiding people about imparting knowledge about a particular skill. This was again a basic vocab that I used. Possessing the knowledge of, or teaching the skills through patience. Patience was a vocab over here. काम कंपोज होना चाहिए, जैसे ड्राइविंग वाली भी मैंने बात की थी कि पर्सन शुड बी काम एंड कंपोज्ड एंड शुड बी एबल टू accept the risk or life threatening risk that driving has or even cooking has. एंड इंडिपेंडेंस वर्ड मैंने यूज़ किया था इसमें कि इंडिपेंडेंट बनता है इंसान अगर उसको स्विमिंग उसको अगर ड्राइविंग आती है, उसको कुकिंग आती है, तो भी वो इंडिपेंडेंट है. एज अ करियर अपॉर्चुनिटी मैंने यूज़ किया हेल्थ एंड फिटनेस के लिए. सो देयर आर लॉट ऑफ वोकैबुलरी वर्ड्स ऑल्सो दैट आई हैव ट्राई टू यूज़. So you can utilize this video of mine to have an idea about the today's cue card. I will keep updating you with the new cue card videos and ideas, and along with even the GRA grammatical range of it in the next video. Thank you so much, and my best wishes are with you people, and prepare well.